Hey everyone, it's Jen here from Tarot Spirit. I'm here for your, what am I doing? Weekly weekly reading for the week starting April 10th. So I don't really know what I'm going to do today. I think I'm going to take 3 decks and just lay out like 3 rows of cards and just sort of see what comes up. Whoops. Some jumping. Oh, that one's jumping out. We'll just do that. So I hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to be away on vacation next week. So if you order a reading from me, I'll try to, still need to get over to the website, and I still haven't taken the sale down. So until I get around to doing that, feel free to take advantage of it. That's a 30-minute reading for $30, so a 30-minute reading for the price of a 15-minute reading. And if you wanted to, if you don't want a reading right now, I would give you guys till the end of August to use it, so you can purchase one at the sale price and then use it later. That's cool. Whoops, there we go. These are just flying out. I kind of don't like shuffling on camera because I feel like it wastes a lot of time, but I know people, I know people like that, so. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, let's just look at those. We have the King of Swords. He's a very thoughtful, analytical, fair, truthful man. The Eight of Pentacles. We have 2 Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles came out in the the Steampunk Tarot as well. So that's a card for me about really finding something that you love doing, that feeds your soul, that is something that when you're doing, you're completely present and in the moment. And it can almost be sort of a meditative, spiritual experience because you're so interested in this activity. So this is a strong theme. This card keeps coming up over and over and has for the last 6 months or so. So I think it's really asking you, do you have that thing in your life? And it could be, I almost hate giving examples because it could be anything. I know people who run say running's that for them. For me, it's reading my cards or even working in the barn when I had my horse. Gardening. If you're an artist, music, it could be a million things, going for walks, writing, whatever your thing is, that when you're in the moment, you're absolutely present in the moment and everything melts away and you're just completely focused. Then we have the High Priestess. So when she's around, it's really telling you to think about, consider your gut feeling, your intuition, those little feelings you get when you're like, something's up with this person, or I think there's something more here, or you sense something isn't right, or there's more to a situation. Really, this week, try to sort of make note of who's around you when you get that feeling. What's the topic when you get that feeling? Is it a positive or negative feeling? This could come up if you're wondering if someone likes you or not, or you know what I mean? So it doesn't have to be a negative thing, but it's just sort of following your gut instinct. So try to really pay attention to that and maybe even write it down. Like the King of Swords would definitely write it down. And maybe, maybe that sort of following your gut or your intuition will sort of lead you down a path that you didn't really consider before, that can lead you to a place of finding something that's really beautiful and satisfying, and it sort of opens up a whole new world for you. Maybe a whole new inner world. So I'll just show you the cards. So we have the Seven of Swords, the King of Wands, I love him, and the Three of Pentacles. So this right off is screaming work to me. The Three of Pentacles is a definitely a work card. It usually means you have quite a bit of experience, so that you're someone that people turn to, look to, you're known as being a very good hard worker and very knowledgeable in your craft and your work. It's interesting. The cards are here, so I don't know if perhaps that there are a lot of tarot cards in the steampunk, but I'm just seeing back to this High Priestess. So the situation that I was talking to about following your gut may be something at work. So pay attention to your gut instincts, your intuition at work. There's someone here sort of managing the plan, looking at the plans. You have the person really that's able to execute it. And then you have this other sort of, she's sort of hard to define in this deck. Like, what is she doing there? I guess that's a good question. Like, what is her role? So the King of Wands is a wonderful energy in a work situation, because he's motivated, he has drive and ambition, and if things are sort of stalled or not going, or people, the like morale is down, this type of energy is so good to infuse into a work situation, because it gets people motivated and focused, and like a sort of a reason and a drive to do their work again. When you sort of start new projects, everyone's sort of hyped up and excited, but that soon can fade, because it becomes the, day in, day out, same old thing, maybe not seeing the results as soon as you'd like, or not going the way you sort of planned it. So bringing this King's energy in can really sort of infuse new breath, new life, new energy into a group. So I don't know if you have the I'm sorry, the ability to be that in your atmosphere. I think it's telling you that if you can. Well, I'm going to read this. So this Seven of Swords is my card about people behaving badly and really making sure that you don't get dragged down to their level. There's also another side to this card, which can mean sometimes, the King of Wands is the he'll just like kind of walk in the front door and say, hey, I'm here, let's get to work. So this is maybe telling you to sort of maybe keep your King of Wands energy, like use that essence, but maybe try to find a more subtle way to infuse it into the group. And it doesn't mean it's sneaky or nasty or unethical or backhanded. It's just a more subtle way. And that's hard. I'm a fire sign, and I'm the one that wants to just bang in the front door and say, what's up? Let's get to, and not everyone likes that. I've been accused of being, you're very enthusiastic. Like somehow that's a negative thing to have drive and ambition, but it can be threatening to other people that have a different pace, a different way about them. So don't extinguish your King of Wands fire, but just maybe try to be a little more subtle about it, I guess is kind of what's coming through. In this next row, we have the Emperor. And I really like the emperor. Um, he can get a bad rap, I think, because we have so few good leaders to to emulate and look up to. But he is. I mean, he is a leader. He is going to make decisions. He is going to, to make things happen and to move it along. But he's he commands respect because he's heard. He truly has listened to everyone's input. He's open to input. He doesn't try to censor or keep people down because it's threatening to him. He's perfectly fine with listening and taking in any sort of counsel or advice or thoughts. And then he does what's best for the whole. And so usually people really respect him because they know, he's just not like a power hungry, greedy person that's just doing his own thing, that is on a, what do I want to say? Like, yeah, it's on his what's that? Power trip. That's the negative side. This is a man or a leader, it doesn't have to be a man, that truly engages with the people he's leading and is also an example, someone they want to emulate. He leads by example. He doesn't, it's not a do as I say, not as I do. And then we have the Five of Swords here. And this card is about, to me, at its essence, is about compromise. So it's often depicted as a card where there's sort of a victory, but no one really won because it doesn't feel like a victory because maybe someone won by throwing their power around. But for me, the real essence of the card is about compromise. And if you always have to get your own way, like in the workplace, and you can't look at the big picture, you need to make sure you're bringing your emperor and looking at the big picture and looking at the end goal that is not just about what you want and your own power, but what's best for everything. And there may be different roads to get to the same destination. And sometimes you have to compromise. And if you can compromise on some things, people are going to be more likely to compromise, to see you as being a fair and just person who's flexible enough to keep things going. So just be thoughtful of that this week. If you come to a situation where you've drawn a line in the sand, make sure that before you draw that line, it's truly necessary, and that being a little more flexible may have some big payoffs. And it's kind of saying to me that sometimes if things get a little derailed from the plan or the way you thought it would go, or you have to compromise, sometimes in those situations, things can almost turn out better than sort of anyone imagined. It sort of can turn out differently than either both sides or parties that end up compromising. They can end up creating something even better than what either of them had in mind. So compromise isn't always a negative thing. And it could bring you to a place that you really love, because here's that Eight of Pentacles card. And so I'm going to keep going. So we have the Four of Swords, which is a card about meditation, and it comes right before this Two of Wands, which is a choice of where to put your energy, your fire energy. And then we have the Eight of Swords. So there is we have the Seven of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Eight of Swords down this side here. So there is an element of feeling, and maybe it's this unknown of the High Priestess, of not quite being able to see your way clear, not being able to see how to make this situation work. And I feel like this, with the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, it's figure out what is really important to you. Figure out what is your work ethic, what feeds your soul, what gives you satisfaction, where are your expertise, what is your driving force behind how you conduct yourself in the workplace. I really feel this is a work reading this week. And then knowing that you are capable of compromise, you are capable of maintaining your integrity regardless of what's going on around you, and sort of be that quiet, that King of Wands and Emperor, like be your own leader, maybe is what it's saying, and just stay focused, stay present. We have two of these cards. Stay present in your work, doing the quality work you know. Don't be afraid to have to, it's not compromising the integrity of your work, but maybe doing things a little bit different just for the sake of the bigger picture and other people you may have to work for. But there is some sort of decision, and decisions are so tough because often where we can get stuck, and this King of Swords can be a little bit analysis paralysis in some situations, especially if there's some unknowns. He really likes to know what's going on. So with this High Priestess, he can be like, you can't really, if you can't really see your way through to the conclusion, it's very hard to know how to make this decision. But there are many times in life, I mean, whether it's a new job, a new relationship, until you're actually in that job or in that relationship, you don't know if it's going to be a good fit or not. So unfortunately, there are a lot of decisions that have to be made that are a little bit of you're making them blind. But be careful that it doesn't stop you from making a decision. It's not, we don't want you to be hasty. In fact, the Four of Swords tells you to meditate on it, to think on it. And this card can also be about, and this is bringing me back to the Eight of Pentacles, doing something where you're present and you're not actually focusing on the issue or the decision. It's like going for that walk and listening to music and just sort of trying to enjoy the day. All of a sudden, when you're not even thinking about it, you can get some clarity about what's going on and what your stance is and how you're going to proceed and the decision you're going to make. We have the King of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Emperor. We have three strong male energies this week. And then some having trouble getting our thoughts together. But then we have some beautiful cards with the double Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles about, take pride and confidence in the work that you do and the job that you do. And I think that's sort of the bottom line in any area of your life. If you stay true to your integrity and your hard work, then you can navigate situations with confidence and not allowing yourself to get there, if possible, by trusting your intuition, trusting yourself, and trying to just stay present with what you're doing. And if there's any sort of background noise going on, you're able to sort of tune that out and stay peaceful. So that's where spirituality and these two Eight of Pentacles are very much that type of card. Finding that which allows you to stay grounded and centered and turn to in times when there may be some external pollution going on. So I think I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. No, I'm not sure how I feel about this reading, if I should have done categories, if that felt too scattered or not, but I'm sure you guys will let me know, which is cool. And yeah, I hope you have a really lovely week, and I'll see you at the next reading. Take care.